Okay, why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird. Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know who else changed their name? Sean Combs.
Yo, what is that? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water.
LifeLog is a Pentagon program that wants to basically collect all your data for your whole life.
Okay.
All right. So look this up. What day did the government stop the LifeLog project? It's like February, either 9th or 7th or 13th, one of those dates. Okay, what day is it?
The U.S. government specifically.
February 4th. Okay, now.
Whoa. DARPA shut down the LifeLog project February 4th, 2004.
Now do me a favor and look up what day was Facebook registered as a business.
Oh my God. No way, bro. February 4th.
Animals for the first time. We could cure blindness. And the world reported just last week that the US FDA regulatory body cleared the way for the first age reversal human trial. It's a big deal. The FDA is very supportive.
So wait, you telling me Jay-Z put a hit out on Rihanna and it's all behind the Epstein files?
What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, I do got more shout outs coming. I see in the comment section. I got y'all. Be patient. Today gonna be a little bit of a longer video. I got y'all. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Tem alguma coisa aqui do meu lado. É um martelo. É um martelo. Calma. Calma, martelo. Eu tô vendo teus dentes, martelo. Eu tô vendo.
Alexis Stone has publicly claimed that the man recently seen in Paris was actually him in full prosthetic disguise. The internet had already been spiraling over Jim Carrey's noticeably different appearance. Fans debated whether it was lighting, aging, cosmetic work, or something more unusual. Then Alexis Stone stepped in and said it outright. That wasn't Jim Carrey. It was him. For those unfamiliar, Alexis Stone is known for hyper-realistic celebrity transformations. He has built a reputation for appearing in public as famous figures using advanced prosthetics, makeup, and full-body character work. On his social platforms, he has documented multiple high-profile impersonations, not just photo shoots, but real-world appearances that blur the line between performance art and social experiment. This time, he posted what he says were the prosthetics used for the Jim Carrey look. The facial structure, skin texture, even subtle asymmetries appear carefully constructed. And what's making people uneasy is that he doesn't seem like he's joking. There's no obvious punchline, no wink to the audience, just a calm assertion that it was him.
Have you looked into Bigfoot? Yeah, I looked into it. You know, the famous part of Bigfoot is the Patterson film. It looks pretty good. It's the one that I think everyone's seen. You see the Bigfoot, he's kind of walking in the distance. And he looks back over his shoulder. That's the Patterson film. It's pretty compelling, but almost every piece of Bigfoot evidence it's been hoaxed.
Yeah, sounds like the Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster also, I couldn't find any evidence of it. The famous photos, I debunked all of those. It's like
yeah, didn't it? Was it taken in a bathtub or something?
One of those was. It was a bathtub. One was just a boat. People hated that one. But Bigfoot's fun because there's native stories that go back a long time that talk about these giant creatures covered in hair, but they lived interdimensional. So it's like you're not going to go find them because they can just phase into a different dimension.
Yeah.
Which is convenient, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a Bigfoot guy. Those are called cryptids, which are these creatures that are like outside of, cryptozoology. And I don't like cryptid stories. I do them because people like them. So I covered like all weird creatures, whether it's the Jersey Devil or Bigfoot or Chupacabra, or all these creatures. I cover them because people like them. But the evidence always sucks.
This next one is a strange one. Something unnatural. Something that doesn't belong. A weird creature was spotted deep within the woods, standing at a distance, watching, not moving, not speaking, just observing. The man behind the camera wasn't hunting legends. He wasn't searching for monsters. He was simply out on an adventure, exploring the silence of the forest. But sometimes, when you go looking for nothing, something finds you. And from the tree line, it was already watching.
Just keep watching up behind me on that ledge. He's just there. Ah, you see? That was a quick glimpse there. Okay. He's not there. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing a... Oh, there he is. Okay. There.
For a moment, there's nothing. The ledge is empty, still, silent. Then, it moves. The creature peeks in and out, just long enough to confirm what shouldn't be there. Something is standing there, a small shape, unnatural, watching.
I'ma find your ass. You watch. Source 90. The government is legit here. Peep game, let's be sneaky. That was full of water. My pants are wet. Cut. Source 90. Dry pants now. Let's check out the... You're gonna be out here doing testing. Testing what? What the f you guys testing? That's what I want to know. We all know Source 90 has heard certain things out in the ocean, and then my TikTok gets banned, and then the government shows up my boat. It's too many coincidences. You know what it is, man? Just finished another fishing trip. Whole fishing trip. Heard no noises whatsoever. Until we got into unload. Peep this video. Crazy. At the docks, though? Hey, yo, you hear that? I know what that is. I know what that is. That bitch followed me the f in. Oh, at the docks, though? No way. No way. And we just out here. We're chilling. We're out here I hear it. I hear him. Where's she at? What the f is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts.
How many of y'all? Okay, I remember that clip, and I enjoy every minute of his content. I hope he doing good right now. Who remembers that? That was early in the channel when man. First time I got hooked on the mermaid rabbit hole was his content. I'm not gonna lie, that's how I first started hearing about it. Who else heard Jump For Me at the very end? Who else heard Jump For Me? Let me know I'm not tripping. Let me know.
Tell me what the this is.
So you think fish?
No.
Bro, it's something. That's the
Tell me
tail.
that-
It's like perfectly symmetrical.
That Joan big.
We are now up to 6 reported Bigfoot sightings within 5 days in northeast Ohio. A witness from the Newton Township area had a sighting in their backyard at 4 a.m. this morning, March 10th, 2026. The Portage County reports have now gone over into Trumbull County. This witness is extremely shook up, very emotional about it. I did talk to them directly over the phone. They're wanting to stay anonymous about the entire thing. At 4 a.m., their dog, a German Shepherd, needed to go outside. As soon as they got outside, the dog went ballistic, lunging towards the wood line. The witness heard massive crashing out in the tree line and something like a large black shadow moving through the trees. The witness was clear this is not like a bear that they usually see on their property. This was something way bigger, about 8 to 10 feet tall height. When they finally got their dog back inside, the German Shepherd was literally shaking with fear. Since March 6th, we've had reports in Manawa, Garrettsville, Windham, and now Newton Township. If you are near Newton Township or Newton Falls or the general area and you've had a sighting today, March 10th, please reach out to me immediately. BigfootSociety@gmail.com is my email. We need to know if there's more than one sighting in the area. Stay tuned. This is the most documented Bigfoot activity since the 1970s. Like and follow to see where it goes next.
For me to believe this, I need to see the ring footage. Everybody got rings now.
Now, you can believe my story, and that's fine. I want to explain how I got the footage of 2 videos of mermaids I got here, so I don't have to answer any more questions. Now, you can believe my story, and that's fine, or you cannot, and that's fine too. This is YouTube, and I am the first one that hardly believes anything is shown here. But anyway, this is what happened. I went to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia to test an underwater cage that I had bought for the camera. The film on the left was my very first try. So there you go, that should answer a few questions. This is my footage, stop copying it. It is not from a movie, it is not from any TV program, it is not from anywhere. It is the bottom of the ocean, only a few meters depth, but it's not an aquarium, a swimming pool, or anyone's bath. So, my first day, and I was trying to work out this thing, how to operate the camera from outside, from a plastic box. And I felt this thing behind me. And straight away this thing passed. And at the moment I didn't even realize that what I had seen, or even if I had filmed it. I have written this 1,000 times. This footage is much more clear than the visibility I had down there. I only felt something big. I thought, what was that? And I couldn't do anything else. For me it was gone much earlier than now, watching. So why didn't I follow it? 1, because I didn't know. And 2, if you are nearly 50 years old, not especially a good diver or even good swimmer, trying to operate a new machine, just get a heavy oxygen tank and a mask, jump to the bottom of the sea carrying something big, like a vacuum cleaner, and try to follow a fish. I'm sorry, fellows, that I couldn't provide you with an action movie. I only realized I had filmed something special when I saw the images on the screen of my laptop. So I went back the following day to the same place and wandering around to see if I was lucky again. And there it was. That's the second film. Now people comment that I knew it was coming. Well, I didn't, but I was waiting. And this time I had been down there longer and I saw it much more clear and I freaked out. And I tilted the camera up as much as I could and I felt a thing watching at me. And again, by the time I managed to turn myself, the camera and the cage around, the mermaid was gone. Well, the mermaid. That's what I believe now. Because this second time it just went out too quickly, and someone could have pulled my leg once, but twice. Anyway, things that people comment about these videos. This light, this moment, I don't know what it is. I think it's the reflection of the sun on a fish, but I don't know. This other moment, she is bending her knees. That's what people write here. Well, if there were legs in there, it looks like she's bending her knees, but I don't know. That could be a distortion of the water. And there are 6 meters or 7 meters that I was dead. When you are down there, you look at the surface of the sea and it looks much closer than. So I don't know if it's water, it's knees, or what is that. I can tell you this, I am not especially into mermaids, not costume designer, nothing like that. So up to you, believe whatever you want. Why do I believe now that it was a mermaid? Because something that no one, 3 million viewers, and no one has commented on something, which is the tails of these animals are not the same. I have watched this material more than anyone probably, and look at the tails, they are not the same. So I think these were a group of mermaids or animals that they were traveling up the coast of Australia in their ways to the tropics. And I believe that because after the second day I had to come back home, and as soon as I realized what I had, I organized another trip, and I tried for 4 more days, different days, but a month later, and I couldn't see anything. They were gone.
Now let's watch the actual footage.
I ain't gonna lie, I believe him. First time I got to see the whole clip though.
Elk hunting. And he ran into a Bigfoot during the course of this elk hunt, which made him realize they exist. And it saw him and it roared at him, and then it took the boulder and flicked it away like it was a little pebble, and it hit another boulder and smashed. So in the middle of the night, he wakes up, there's something down there messing with his deer, realizes that was a Bigfoot. Why is it trying to get my deer? And he sees this lone little Bigfoot, and he's like, is that maybe an orphan? Is that why he doesn't have any food? Is that why he's trying to get my deer? So he went down and he actually lowered the deer down, cut off one of the hindquarters, and then started cooking it. And eventually the starving little Bigfoot came up close enough to get food from him. And he gave him some, and within, like a couple hours, it basically decided that this is the closest thing to a family got right now, and started hugging him and crying. Hard for me to tell that part of the story.
But this was the beginning of a real friendship.
Yep.
A friendship with communication, with love, with respect.
He started trying to teach Glag words in English, and Glag started trying to teach him words in the Sasquatch language.
How did Kevin find out his name was Glag?
He told him, stop. He went, Kevin. And then he pointed to him. And Glag finally figured it out. Yeah, Glag. Right. So they became a dynamic duo of Central Idaho for about 5 years. And then he didn't see Glag at all for over 30 years.
Do y'all believe this story? I need to know.
This is amazing. Look at this. That's wild. When I say beautiful, this is beautiful. The all-seeing eye. This is some type of altar, people. Look at that. That's crazy. Roll the corn. Beautiful. This man got to be 80 feet in the air, people. Look at that. That's crazy. Pyramid, people. You don't understand how big this is. That's crazy. We know the truth now.
I am spiraling about something and I need you to help me collect evidence on the matter. Post a picture of an animal right here. I need you to tell me in the comments what kind of animal this is. It starts with an O. This isn't like a trick question. I just need you to type in the comments what you think this is before you watch any further. Okay, have you typed it out? Cool. If you put that it's an orangutan, you're wrong, apparently. This is news to me, okay? But I swear this is a Mandela effect. I think I have discovered a Mandela effect because I follow the Hogel Zoo and they've been posting about this cute new baby orangutan that they have, but every time they post about it, they put an orangutan and the zookeepers pronounce it as an orangutan. And I was like, they're missing the G, it's an orangutan. And so I Googled it. Even Google states orangutan. But I have evidence that it was orangutan at some point, okay? Because I have not only done my research, but I've also conducted a social study amongst my peers and have shown them this picture and asked them what this animal is without letting them read it or like look it up. Every single person has said orangutan. And not only has every single person I've asked said orangutan, there also used to be a product based around orangutans, okay? If you were a kid in the 90s, there was an orange drink that was called Tang. Again, I'm gonna insert a picture of it. It was an orange drink called Tang, and on the carton, it had an orangutan because it was marketing the fact that it is Tang juice and it had an orangutan on it. But I cannot find anywhere confirmation that it was ever orangutan and that it's orangutan. This has to be a Mandela effect, and I know I'm not the only person because everyone that I've asked knows it as orangutan. This is actually making me spiral. This has been making me spiral for days. I need to know if you were taught orangutan or orangutan. And everybody that I've asked, like amongst my husband and my friends, my family, all of them have like grown up or lived in different parts of the country. So it's not just like one particular state taught orangutan. They're from all different parts of the country and grew up in all different areas, and we all agree that it is orangutan. I'm gonna go crazy. This has to be a Mandela effect.
Race war. So they don't like that makes me more dangerous. They're like, hold on. He wise enough to know the difference between black people and white people, and he's teaching them that science. But he also knows the difference between the poor whites and the middle class whites who don't control shit and the elite. So y'all, I'm not just uniting my people. I'm not just uniting the animals and the plant life when I teach y'all about love and being on the right vibration with everything around you. Boy, I sit here and tell y'all, don't fall for that fake black and white race war. See what I'm saying? That we all supposed to unite and go against the elites, the system. They don't like that. They don't like that. Now, if I was just straight on like black people, then it'll still be cool because I kind of help their agenda with the race war. But when I let it be known, like it's not for all human beings, because all the poor middle class whites that you see don't run shit. Showed you that they took their jobs too. You got to think past the picture. In the Underground Railroad, we always had human beings help us, kid, right? They don't like that, y'all. That's the way. That's too much, right there. I told y'all, walk off y'all jobs, walk out their system. Boy, if I'm telling y'all to walk off y'all jobs, that's basically crushing the infrastructure of America. Boy, that's when they get on my ass. Like, this nigga, he our money now. Now he our money. He tell walk off their job. Oh no, we gotta get him out the way.
Postal Service know something that we don't. And why do I say that? Because they issued a letter to both their employees and contractors, a letter that they have not given out since the pandemic. You heard what I said. The letter that they issued to both their employees and their contractors is a letter that they provided back in 2020 for and the letter that I'm referring to is right behind me. It was issued to its postal employees and contractors on January 5th of 2026. The subject line reads, "Postal employees continue to provide essential services." And remember, the key word is essential. The letter also states inside that during large-scale emergencies, epidemics, emergencies, or even civil unrest, states and localities may issue curfew warnings and other directives such as restricted travel. So basically what the letter is saying, that if anything like that occurs, postal services are governed by federal law. So therefore, that places them in the essential category. And what's weird about it, the letter goes on to state, even though it's dated this year, that employees and contractors should carry this letter with them to and from work and as they work. And it also states that it's critical that all postal employees and its contractors carry their identification at all times. And it also goes on to tell them that if they encounter anyone, such as law enforcement, that stops them while they are traveling, they are to present this letter to them. So the question we need to be asking is, what is actually going on, or is possibly going to allegedly be happening, that this letter was issued with this year's date back on January 5th. Now, I know people will say, well, that's a standard issued letter. Okay, so if it's a bulletin, then it's a bulletin that they will just have, and in the event of something happening, they'll just have to get a copy of it. Am I correct? But why reissue it in the year 2026? So once again, the terms travel restrictions and essential employees are back in the year 2026. So once again, I guess my question to you is, what is going on, or what is about to occur? And if anyone out there is an employee of this right here, hit us up in the comments and let us know if you received that letter and why you received that letter, so we can get some clarification. I will leave it on this note. Hit me up in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you. Here's a copy of the letter. I'm going to put it on the screen so you can screen grab it and read it for yourself.
That's not manifest martial law here. Did y'all receive one?
So have you heard about the guy in Florida that says he was killed by dolphins? That shit bananas. However, there's more info. Ricky James Hollowell of Cape Coral was found on the Sanibel Causeway at like 5:30 in the morning, drawing blueprints in the sand, disoriented, sunburned, and all that. When questioned by authorities, he said he had been by dolphins. He was swimming around. There were dolphins around. They kind of swam around him, took him underwater. Gerald was the lead one. He had him help build this like whole city. It's Florida. Everybody thought this guy was on or drunk or something. He was released from the hospital. Get this. First off, he has a degree from MIT. He worked a decade at Lockheed Martin. Interesting. He specialized in advanced composite materials and submersible vehicles designs for deep sea explorations. Maybe he knew what he was doing, but it gets friggin' crazier. A routine x-ray and fluid analysis revealed trace amounts of Gulf seawater in his lungs, specifically saline levels matching samples from 30 to 50 feet offshore with microscopic marine particles like diatoms and plankton residue. The attending pulmonologist stated in a summary, this isn't consistent with a brief drowning or aspiration from swimming. It's as if his respiratory system was exposed to seawater for an extended period, yet without the expected inflammation or damage. We're consulting marine biologists for further insight, but it's puzzling. When I first saw this, because I live right near Sanibel Island, this is right in my backyard, I was like, okay, I am on X all the time. I bet I can find somebody to help me see if anything this guy says is true or whatever. And then I read all this, and I'm like, what the is going on? Like, can we get that LiDAR stuff or whatever where you can go? Because apparently, his blueprints in the sand were detailed enough to be concerning. It had appeared to be condos, a town square, and a rec center. I don't even know what to say. It's 2026. He did announce he's been tapped to head a new satellite office for an undisclosed aerospace firm in Fort Myers. So, maybe this is just like some advertising. I mean, you have all the CEOs of burger companies that are now eating their hamburgers. So maybe this is to get everybody's interest in whatever this new company is in Fort Myers. But what say you? It's 2026. Do I really believe that this guy dolphins, help build a city for the dolphins underneath the Gulf. My brain says there's no effing way. But it's 2026, and a lot of things that I said no way to for most of my 60 years, I'm now like, well, it looks like that may be true. So let's say, let me know in the comments. This is just the craziest story. I don't know. Who is this guy? Ricky Hollowell? Ricky James Hollowell. He's 33. So if you know anything about this character, let me know. What are your thoughts? Happy effing Friday.
I gotta say I'm with her. This is what I think happened. They don't want us talking to dolphins. It's against the law. Y'all know that, right? Okay. So if it's against the law, they don't want us talking to them. We get, I thought, just in the comments, somebody said it was $100,000 fine to talk to a dolphin, to just entertain a dolphin. They use their language to control the perception. They K-word him, made him build an underground city. No, I don't think that even happened. I don't even think dolphins did any of that. I don't think they worried about that. Second of all, where he used to work or where he used to be has a lot to say who he worked for still to this day, in my opinion. Second of all, that city was already built. It's probably already there. They're using that to give us the truth without giving us the truth. So later on, when they tell us the truth fully and say, you know, the city under there, they're not going to say it was built by somebody else. They're going to give him credit or the dolphin credit. It's going to be something, bro. It's going to be something. That's what I think. And they're using this story to push more fear towards us not to want to interact with dolphins. What I'm saying is not true. This is all for entertainment. I made all that shit up. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts.
Hey, check this out.
This is not a play. This is real life, and you can get out. Christine, call me if you need me. Or my cane.
Please get the money.
Couldn't even sneak off somewhere.
Justina wasn't what it looked like. There it goes. We were rehearsing Joan of Arc.
I don't remember Joan of Arc kissing
They split
anybody.
up.
You show me in here where Joan of Arc kisses somebody, then we have no problem.
The question is, why did they change that? What you're looking at is the Cosby Show. In the original version, you see they're talking about Joan of Arc. In the streaming version, it's altered. My question is, why take that out? Trouble of something that's already pre-taped, pre-recorded, pre-edited. For what reason? Obviously, there's a reason for it. The question is, how many things do they do that to? They're going to do it to the Cosby Show. You think they ain't going to do it to news? You think they're not going to do it to historical events? Or why devote that energy to changing something as so simplistic as the Cosby Show? TL Cross caught this and somebody sent it to me, and it's spot on. I have no idea why they would actually edit that and then put it out on streaming services. And how many things are like that? How many things that we see or we notice and we're like, or we call it the Mandela effect, or people call us nuts, or people say we're misremembering, and then they actually are changing things. It's bigger than the Cosby Show, for sure. Let me know if you caught any of these. Let me know if you get any other unusual suspects, because it's obviously happening. Out to the TL Cross, because spot on, great catch. Let me know what you think. It's up.
That's facts, man. If they did it to that, they do it to so much more.
What I'm going to tell you today is that next month we're going into human clinical trials to test for the first time in history whether we can reverse the aging process and cure. We can tackle aging because we now believe we understand why we age. And it's not wear and tear. It's not that we just wear out like a car. Our bodies are not like cars. Our bodies are more like computers that can be programmed and reprogrammed and rebooted to be young again. We are like computers, not machines. One analogy, and hopefully you all remember what a compact disc is. We think aging is like scratches on a CD. The DNA is the music, so we get beautiful music when we're young, but when we get old, we cannot read the beautiful music. Our cells do not read the DNA correctly. So the cells, they become lost. They become confused, and our old cells do not make the right proteins, and they get diseases. This, we believe, is aging. But what's amazing is we found that you can polish the CD. You can get rid of the scratches and rejuvenate cells so they're young again. And to put it another way, you can reinstall the software of the body so that it's young again. We can quite literally, in my lab, reverse the age of cells and of very complex organs and tissues, including the eye, the most complex, and the brain. We can reverse aging by 75% in 6 weeks. We actually were able to show that using this method, we could cure blindness in animals for the first time. We could cure blindness. And the world reported just last week that the US FDA regulatory body cleared the way for the first age reversal human trial. It's a big deal. The FDA is very supportive. And we will know this year, maybe in the next few months, if age reversal works.
Did y'all catch the writing in the back saying world government? I mean, how high do we gotta go to not see a curve?
So they got videos on here of people ripping off their face, right? And then showing that they aliens, right? And then when you look at the bottom, it will tell you that it's AI generated. And if we being honest, I don't think none of that stuff is AI generated. It don't even look AI generated. It look real. It look real. It look real. Are these aliens trying to tell us something? Well, show us something. And then lie to us and say that it's fake? I don't think we that stupid.
Oh, shit, man. What y'all think?
So wait, you telling me Jay-Z put a hit out on Rihanna and it's all behind the Epstein files? I don't know exactly what's going on, but this is one of the theories that's floating around social media and gathering steam. This shit getting too serious for me, but listen to this, it's crazy, and you might believe it, you might not. So I'm sure y'all heard some woman named Ivana allegedly fired 10 rounds from an AR into Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's Beverly Hills home while they were all there. Now at first, people just thought it was just a random incident, but then people started connecting dots. Now listen to this. You know how they are trying to press Jay-Z to be called in for questioning for the Epstein files, right? Now what people are alleging is Rihanna is a key material witness into this whole trafficking scheme or plot or whatever that Roc Nation and Jay-Z himself have been carrying out. And what really has people thinking like, what could Rihanna possibly know is that if you recall, Rihanna herself was flown out at the age of 15 and pretty much, I don't want to say forced, but if you remember, Rihanna said it herself, 29th floor somewhere, and then Jay-Z told her either sign this record deal or be thrown off the building, out the window or whatever. Now this story is still developing, And I honestly don't know what the true, real story is right now, but I tell you this. I don't think some random woman is blasting 10 rounds of AR at Rihanna's house, and it's just random. And I don't like it. What if I told you?
Damn, I didn't even know that happened to their house.
Wait, excuse me?
I'm sorry.
Are you homeless?
No, we just try to make some money for gas and food and stuff like that. We're not homeless. We got a place. Why? What
Okay.
y'all up to?
I'm just confused because, like, I see you begging like you're
Well, I'm
home.
not bagging. I'm just at, see, I just got a sign that says help if you can. Sorry.
Right.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
We made about 25, something like that.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, y'all. Wait, I need to get closer, bro. I need to get closer. Yeah, so why are you, bro, I need to get closer so he can hear me. No. Why are you lying? You said you weren't homeless. Bro. Last time he said you weren't homeless. Hello? You said you weren't homeless. Bro, why are you lying? Why are you scamming people? Why are you scamming people?
He is scamming people.
Why are you scamming people?
I need some money for gas.
No, you have a sign that says you're homeless.
Huh?
You have a sign that says you're homeless.
Yeah, okay. All right, later.
That's crazy. Y'all, there go his wife on her phone. This is their car. Even though they're homeless. Even though they're homeless, chat.
Hey, bro, anybody from the city, ain't that by Arden? Like, ain't How About Arden across the street? Ain't that, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, shit. He said I'm not homeless, and then turned around, got a sign up, said he homeless. That's crazy work. But who's to say he ain't disabled? I shouldn't even be trying to give it. Oh, shit. Only in my city, huh? Only in my city. Hey, shout out to the collective, man. I see y'all sending me shit that's back home. I appreciate it. That's crazy.
On Phono Grave, y'all, I thought the cycle was just for crazy motherfuckers. I ain't think I see 9 humans there too. So boom, I'm about 1 month in the cycle ward at Cook County in Chicago. 2 pods down for me is this white boy. And this white boy in there for having 6 bodies, okay? 6. They found in his backyard.
Damn.
He never talked. He never got up to wipe his ass and brush his teeth, but he sure get up to piss and shit and eat. He slept crazy. He slept in a meditation position like this with the cover covering up his body. So one day, we all talking, and the guys in the back, they getting ready for court. It's a tradition in Chicago and Cook County where you take a shower before you go to court because they give you good luck, right? So anyway, as we just talking, the white boy just do some Undertaker shit and lift up like this. Whoop! Lift up. Everybody look like, what the f? The man's cover fly off his body across the room, y'all. He stands up. Remind y'all, when you in a psych ward, the guards got to be in the inside to monitor you. The guard sitting down at the podium, neck go like this. He went straight to sleep. Next minute you know, this white boy walk in front of the bathroom. He do 3 steps to the left, 3 steps to the right, 3 steps back, and then 3 steps, and then went inside the bathroom. Had a bathroom window made. It's glass, but it's only for them to see the outline shadow of you, but it's not where you can see how clear you see me in this camera, right? Why this nigga, this white boy, why the some wings come out his back, some bat wings came out his back. When I said that scared us so bad, the niggas who supposed to take a shower for court, they were so scared, they ain't even say shape shift correctly. The nigga say, did he just shift shape? Did he just shift shape? I said, nigga, you mean shake shift? Yes, he did. We were so scared. We all went to sleep, right? Before we went to sleep, the guard wake up. He's so scared, he took a chair and sat outside of our dorm until his shift was over, y'all. When I say on my mama, y'all, I seen a real life demon. I never thought I'd see some shit like that, but on phono grade, I can't make this shit up.
Probably be like in a huddle with a bunch of lawyers or something.
Okay.
So I don't have big plans for after this.
Well, this was the year that we learned that roasts probably shouldn't happen at important live events. Whitney Cummings, it is time for you to roast the year.
Oh, my Lord.
Let's hear it.
Feel free to heckle me. Feel free to come for me.
Never.
I do believe we need to hold 2024 accountable for its behavior. That is what white women do now. We point out other things that are toxic because we don't get irony. And that is our truth. This was the year that people were behaving so poorly, we started being wistful about. Remember, this was the year where we're like, were the Menendez brothers so bad? Were we too hard on the Menendez brothers? This was the year we could not get enough of. Gypsy Rose became our favorite celebrity because her mom is so brat. They had her on a red carpet, a little on the nose for her, but she was like posing in a fancy dress. We were like, slay, and she was like, I did. And of course, our heartthrob of the year was the alleged cold-blooded killer named Luigi, who is now in the same prison as Diddy, which I'm very upset about because Luigi already has a lower back issue. This was the year nothing made sense. Fertility was down, sales of baby oil was up. Groups reached record highs. It got so bad, Ariana Grande became white again. 2024 totally broke our brains. Half the people I know think we're in a simulation. I'm starting to wonder. When I go to a website and it asks me if I'm a robot or not, half the time I get the quiz wrong. I'm like, does the shadow of a bike count as a bike? I don't know. Why am I looking at a grainy photo of a house? We just all broke mentally this year. Things got so bleak, we started watching the WNBA. What happened? And we also started watching older women in movies. Equality or insanity? You tell me. Demi Moore was in a movie called The Substance, showing that Hollywood's ready for a woman in her 50s to star in a movie as long as a hot 28-year-old wears a leotard for most of it. Pam Anderson's getting Oscar buzz for a movie she did wearing no makeup. Guys, that's not progress if you call it brave. Documentaries finally realized the only way to make money is to just make them about cheerleaders. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleader doc showed the girls being treated horribly, underpaid, crying. I thought I'd open a video on Hunter Biden's laptop. This is the year everyone hated the movie The Joker, but if you do love watching men descend into insanity, in a couple hours you get to watch Andy Cohen do the countdown. In 2024, some things left us, some came back. Sanity left us. Somehow crypto is back. Do you guys even know what crypto? No one thought the timing of crypto was fishy. As soon as women started making money, they were like, money's over. Money's over. I don't even know what crypto is. As far as I understand, it's just astrology for men. Like, I don't. 2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented. Everyone's, oh God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
Let me be clear though. 2024 was not only negative. The media wants us to believe this country is so divided, but we actually came together a lot this year. Like as a nation, we unanimously agreed that we would rather see J-Lo in a toxic relationship than in concert. We all agree the government totally knows what drones are and aren't telling us. The drones are still up there and we have no idea what's behind them. No idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing. The point is, I think we all agree on a lot of things. And since I only have a minute left live on Establishment Media, why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump Jr. didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird? Are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just know there won't be any girl characters in the next Cars movie. Are we still rolling? This is wild. Why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird. Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know who else changed their name? Sean Combs. Just saying. Let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love CNN. Please stop me, Andy, because I will just keep going.
Happy New Year, Whitney Cummings.
Am I still streaming?
Yes.
This is amazing.
We are live on CNN. You look cool as a cucumber.
No censorship on CNN.
Thank
Love
you
you
very
guys.
much.
Thanks for having me.
Love you.
What a dream. Oh, no.
What a dream.
Anderson's melting down.
Anderson's here.
I only understood like half the references, so I'm.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't.
I'm not a pop culture.
I tried to bring him a documentary.
I know.
He doesn't know. I know. He didn't see the Dallas Cowboys.
You didn't see the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader
No.
documentary?
Although I know, yes, I've heard about it. I've heard about it.
We have a lot more ahead as we say goodbye to 2024 and welcome the new year in a moment. A performance from Shania Twain. Plus, we're going to check in with Randy Kay. She's back in Key West, Florida. Here is the incredible skating duo, the Griffin brothers. Wow, again.
I be watching some of her stand-ups. I've watched like maybe one, maybe two of her stand-ups, and she has somebody in the crowd, and they would start talking about conspiracies. All I'm gonna say is, Whitney Cummings, if you are watching this right now, do a breakdown for 2025 for us. We need one. We need another one. We need another one. I say encore. What y'all say? If y'all know who she is, y'all support her. Like I rock with Whitney Cummings. If y'all rock with her, if y'all support what she was just doing here, if y'all even on her page, man, tell her I sent you, and tell her I said we need an encore. I'll go live that day. Go live with her for her to do that on our channel for the 2025. I'll do it. I would do it. Y'all make sure y'all spam it up if y'all really with that, man. Go tell her I said it's always good. Let's do that. I'll do the first complete live on this channel if we got her on here to do that. Let me know y'all thoughts.
Wait, why doesn't Facebook have to pay taxes?
Why does Amazon not have to pay a lot of taxes? Well, why would an extension of the government have to pay taxes to the government? Right. It's the same thing with Facebook. All extensions of the U.S. government. There's CIA money. The whole Facebook movie is a giant lie. It's a propaganda piece. It wasn't like, oh my God, this guy named Mark Zuckerberg just came up with this great idea. No, dude. That was a Pentagon program called LifeLog. You've heard this, right?
No.
You haven't heard this?
I've not heard this one.
You haven't heard about LifeLog?
No.
Okay. LifeLog is a Pentagon program that wants to basically collect all your data for your whole life.
Okay.
All right. So look this up. What day did the government stop the LifeLog project? It's like February either 9th or 7th or 13th, one of those dates. Okay, what day is it?
The U.S. government specifically.
February 4th. Okay, now.
Whoa. DARPA shut down the LifeLog project February 4th, 2004.
Now do me a favor and look up what day was Facebook registered as a business.
Oh my God. No way, bro. February 4th, 2004.
The exact same day. They don't even hide it, dude. They didn't even wait a day.
Oops.
Facebook is a government
It was
program.
created by DARPA.
Yeah. And then they handed it to Mark Zuckerberg.
According to the Bible, there are 7 types of people you should not help. Let's really get into it. Number 1, the willfully lazy. Able but refusing to work. This isn't about the poor, sick, or oppressed. It's about those capable of responsibility who choose idleness and expect others to carry them. The man upstairs said, if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. You heard what he said, okay? The biblical principle is do not subsidize irresponsibility. Stay away from them. Number 2, the persistent fool who rejects correction. A fool, biblically, is not unintelligent. It's someone unteachable. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. That's one of my favorite quotes from Proverbs. But the biblical principle is wisdom is wasted on those who mock it. How y'all be like? Number 3, the habitual scorner or mocker, if you would say. Mockers thrive on disruption, not growth. Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out. Another popular proverb, Sean. Biblical principle is do not feed those who enjoy chaos. Very, very deep. Number 4, the unrepentant evildoer. Helping someone continue wrongdoings makes you just as bad. Warn a person once, then warn them a second time. After that, have nothing to do with them. 100. Biblical principle is mercy without repentance becomes endorsement. You could just hear the claps, you hear me? Number 5, the false teacher or manipulator, if you would say. This includes spiritual abusers and exploiters. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. He would never be mocked. Your biblical principle is do not empower deception. Even politely, even a little bit. Like, don't even, you know what I mean? Number 6, the one who repeatedly breaks trust. Forgiveness is commanded, but trust is conditional. Whoever hardened his neck after much reproof will suddenly be broken beyond healing. Another popular Proverbs. You know what I mean? The biblical principle is boundaries are biblical. And when you look at it from that type of point, you just understand and follow suit. You know what I mean? And number 7, the proud who refuse humility. Pride blocks grace, not God's ability, but a person's capacity to receive it. If anyone causes one of these little ones to stumble, it would be better for him to have a milestone tied around his neck. You know what I mean? That was a little deep. Biblical principle, you cannot help someone who won't bow. And I'm gonna dive into that another topic. But there you have it, 7 types of people you should stay away from. Send this to someone that should hear this, or, you know what I'm saying, have these type of people in their life and need to get them out. You know what I'm saying? God bless.
And that false teacher and the hypocrites, oh my God.
You see, the elites got a way of putting the truth right in your face and telling you it's a lie. Everybody was able to tell that this wasn't Jim Carrey at those awards in Paris. But they didn't want us to know that this wasn't Jim Carrey at those awards in Paris. And once everybody started saying that wasn't Jim Carrey, what did they do? They said that somebody was playing Jim Carrey. Alexis Stone was playing Jim Carrey. Alexis Stone posted pictures on his page claiming that he was playing Jim Carrey. You had the mold, you had the mask, you even had the teeth. You had the wig up in that corner. And that's what they wanted everybody to believe. I need you to go to Alexis Stone's page and see the characters that he plays. So basically, they're saying that this man wore this mask and played Jim Carrey. On Alexis Stone's page, the only characters he usually played are... You go check it out. But you got to remember what Jim Carrey said about those elites. And you also got to remember that Jim Carrey was blackballed by the same elites. I want you to look at this picture right here. Look at that. And you see that, right? All right. Look at this shit.
I made mistakes, and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried. My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
They even tried to make it seem like Jim Carrey was in on this whole thing. Look at this right here.
Do I have your attention now?
Why does God let bad things happen? Has always been an interesting argument to have. I used to have this argument myself. I used to justify everything. My agnosticism, later my atheism, and later my Satanism, which was even the funniest part. I justified all of it by saying, well, if God's real, he lets bad things happen. So So what? So what? Because it's not even God. I've always found church to be a little funny because we go there to have the Bibles with us, but we're only reading what the pastor tells us to read. And then on top of that, we are only accepting the interpretation of that passage from that pastor that we're seeing. But if you go to a different church and you go talk to a different pastor, they have different interpretations of the same verse. The thing that I notice nobody ever talks about is the fact that the devil and God, though enemies they may be, they're not enemies in the sense of like the Avengers versus Thanos, you know? It's not a I want to defeat you enemy situation. It's more like sickeningly the Joker and Batman. Somebody with the most basic understanding of the Bible will be able to tell you, oh, Jesus cast Satan out of heaven. He used to be one of his angels. He cast him out of heaven because he didn't want to listen to the humans. But it's not even just that. Satan and God had a whole conversation about the fact that Satan thought humans were too dumb to follow God. See, you hear people say things like the devil likes to play tricks on you. The devil likes to treat humans like crap. The devil likes to make us feel horrible about ourselves. The devil likes to do these things to take us away from God, not because he wants a whole bunch of souls in hell, but because he has a point to prove to God. The point that he's trying to prove to God is humans aren't worth the love you have for them. Humans are not worth the sacrifice you're creating in heaven for them. You have angels doing the bidding of people comparable to worms. And the reason that the devil was cast out was not because God is a mean, angry person who doesn't like when people disagree with him. No, it's because God said, you know what? You think that these humans aren't more than cattle. You think that these humans aren't more than mealworms. You think that these people do not understand the concept of endless, unconditional love. You think that they are just like animals and they only understand eat or be eaten, but I disagree, and I will prove it to you by giving you power over the ability to manipulate humans. I want you to have the ability to go to Earth and try to get them to leave me. It says it in the Bible if you read it. Every bad thing that he allows the devil to do, he said to the devil himself, and anything you do, I will turn it fruitful. Any negative thing that the devil does to you, God is going to turn into something good. He's letting Satan have this ability to see if Satan can win the bet. And that's so crazy, because what do you mean God loves you so much that he decided to bet your immortal soul on your ability to resist temptation? Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And God said, ooh, and I know you could do it so bad, I put your soul on it. Oh, but Nina, are you not understanding that you are inherently saying that God is the reason that bad things happen? How are you trying to tell me that God doesn't let bad things happen when you are dead ass saying that God lets bad things happen to prove a point? So, are we not made in God's image? What do you think when they say that? Do you really think it just means that we are Homo erectus? No, girl. God's your parent. God is mother. God is father. God is creator of life. You know who else is creator of life? You. You know what you do when you raise a child and let them out into the world? You hope and you pray that your teachings are good enough to teach this child how not to up. To be clear, yeah, I am saying that when you sit there and you say, well, why does God let bad things happen? You sound like your 26-year-old son who doesn't leave your house and blames you for the fact that he can't get a job. Oh, but God is supposed to protect me. Do you know that most therapists are people who come from really domestically abusive, mentally abusive, or physically abusive households? Do you know that most Hotline workers have had or know somebody who has had somebody who in their life has taken. Do you know that we as humans, we are inherently selfish? Do you know what being born into sin means? It doesn't mean that children are bad people. It means that children are inherently self-serving, self-affirming, selfish little creatures who want, and give nothing in return. I'm a felon, and sometimes people blame my mom for the fact that I went to prison. Because I was 19 years old when I went to prison for stealing from people at Disney. And people will often go, well, where was your mother during all of this? Why didn't your mother raise you better? Where were your parents? When I was in daycare, when I was in 4th grade, when I was in 6th grade, when I was in high school, my mom stopped me, pulled me to the side, and told me, stop stealing from people. You need to stop touching shit that's not yours. You're going to go to prison if you don't stop touching shit that's not yours. I went to prison, and when I came home, my mom did her best to help me after my bad decisions got me in a bad place, after I let the devil run amok in my life. And God took that, and my mom took that, and they made me a better person. Now, if I would have still come out of prison and been a bad person, who the fuck am I to blame my mom for that, right? In the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah was the place where everybody rejected God. They didn't care. They were like, yeah, he's God, but we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And God tried multiple times to say, hey, stop. And they didn't listen. And then he said, if you don't stop, I'm going to burn it to the ground. And they didn't listen. And now, the same place where Sodom and Gomorrah used to reside is on fire still to this day. It's inhabitable. The ashes and the embers will never go out. Nobody will ever be able to live there again. Why? Is it God's fault? I know some people are still going to get to the end of this and say, so you're telling me that God lets what's happening right now in the world happen to these children for the greater good? No, I'm saying we as a species are so horrible that it takes for us to do something about something. I know that this video is not going to do well. I know that it's still not going to go anywhere. I know a lot of people are going to watch this and still not believe in God of any form. That's fine. And I hate to say it because I'm going to sound like such a loser when I say this, but the reason I know and the reason it's fine is because I read the Bible and it said so. It said that this would happen. It said that there's going to be false prophets, false deities, and everyone was going to believe in them. And watching it play out does suck. Because I would like us all to go to heaven together, whatever heaven it may be, whether it's heaven or Valhalla, bitch, I don't care. I want to get to the good place. And I'm sad that not everybody has to come with me. But anyway, I don't like that people lie about God. So that was my opinion on him based on the Bible that I read. You're free to read the Bible on your own time and interpret it differently. But if you're going to come in my comments and tell me something your pastor said, I don't want to hear it. Okay, that's all I got. Much love.
I'm not going to lie. What is that? That little Nina? First time she's ever hit the channel. I want to have more of a conversation with her on some things because, see, that's how me and my grandma used to interpret the Bible a certain way. She grew up in the church. Every day of the week, she damn near in the church. She didn't force that on us, though, but we did have to go. This is how she kind of talked to me about the Bible. That right there hit home for me. Them is conversations that I had growing up. My uncle took that talk about God and the devil a little bit further. And if y'all remember early on in the channel and y'all really been here, remember I said we had a talk and he told me something about his mind. He told me his opinion as far as how things is working. And I won't bring it up again because I see the comment section and it get crazy and everybody in the world ain't ready for that type of conversation yet. These type of conversations that she's having, that's the type of conversations I want to have. Let's talk further on this. Let's go deeper. But somebody in the comments, if you disagree, just hold that anger and hold them insults, man. All the disrespect, hold it. get your point across without having to do all that. You know what I mean? When you hear somebody disagree with you, don't listen to disagree. Listen to understand. And remove the negative shit, because you can't vibrate at a certain frequency. You can't receive the certain blessings you're trying to get if you vibrating at that anger frequency. But let me know y'all thoughts.
Hey, I helped build part of the internet, remember? And I was trying to help you understand that hair stand on end problem. Yeah, no, really. We went to software defined network, and I lose everybody. And they're like, why are you talking about that? Because you're wireless. And everybody right now has a fixed magnet system sitting in their body part, and they didn't tell anybody anything about drone warfare, electromagnetics, nothing. I would know. When I taught in Wisconsin and I opened my office, it's what Synergy.com is, it's still me after all these years. In 1999, I opened my office and worked with the University of Minnesota Pagan Studies Group. They needed people to have something called brain-to-brain interface, so they could have synthetic telepathy, nobody else. Structured query language is what backends WordPress. It's also structured query language Hive that uses GitHub style, Hadoop loop, and people upload code playing other humans like Sims. Oh, but they got an app for that. So they still, to this day, will not let people talk about the Havana Syndrome. Are you kidding me? 802.15.4 is Zigbee and Bluetooth, and again, I was in January of 1994. So they used kids. That's what that whole Synergy.com is from 1992 forward. They used children to figure this tech out. They didn't tell anybody nothing. I mean, that panic never happened. It was a hysterical reaction to all the spinal damage. The lack of albumin production. Hang on, I want to show one other slide here. Chemicals straight up out of your red blood cells right away, just like it's doing right now. But they're talking about it with backwards. I'm a network tech, so I understand exactly what this is because it's got engineering numbers on it. And then I try to help people understand this is engineered. You need to tell them that that's a body part, because when they start playing around with the drone warfare here on CONUS, you're going to have people reacting to with their bodies. When we react with our body, it's like this. You can't, there's too many companies involved, so always 2 plus security. Then there's red versus blue plus their security. Then there's NATO. Then there's world oversight on top and with NATO and our NRO and other kind of sortas. Then there's proprietary software that people buy off the shelf and mess with. I'm up to 10 different layers of compression waves, because that's what this takes. You are a sack of water, and there's no consideration for you at all, because you would say, well, hey, give me that remote for my body part. They're not doing that. They sold you to people. Who? Corporations. When? September 10th, 2020, the Artificial Intelligence Symposium presented by our Department of Defense. I encourage you to go read the notes. I took my own on BrainADon.com. They are linked there. I went over them a couple times. And now we see on CSER, which is our National Reconnaissance Office news today I posted, they're still talking about Project Maven. That's because somebody up at the DoD just threw up dirigibles again, I'm sure, knowing that the game is going to be up soon. Because the rods of God and all these things that they were counting on in their Project Echelon are not at their fingertips like they thought they were. The sheriff's departments are dependent on the DISTAR dollies. Well, of course, they're flesh networks. And that, one more time, is IEEE 802.15.4, inside the human body, permanent lifetime sensors. So, sir, Mosa. It sounds like drinks, right? No. Sensor open systems architecture, no different than the way we built the internet. Open systems interfaces. So, while you were busy thinking they would never do such a thing, back in 2002 I was doing my job, and I came across this on my friend, and it was remote procedure call. So what they do is they were putting these sensors in place, because this is 2002. By 2005, it was born. What was? Zigbee. And all the routing protocols and the dynamic channel allocation that goes with it to multiplex their signal through your muscle tissue. Yeah, I said muscle tissue. You mean it's that fenestrated? Of course it is. This is security. This isn't a joke. So yeah, and what you do, and this right here that I've written out, just so we are all clear, this is word for word, letter for letter, exactly what the technical documentation says when you go read. Anybody can go read it. It's public knowledge for the reason that it is electrical engineering. And as you read, you will be allowed to do 3 things. Entertainment applications, the internet is for scorn. Gaming, and social networking. And for those of you that think you're going to physically get up and move, you don't know what electromagnetic is, does, or how it works. That's your biofield. You should talk to somebody who does energy work. They'll let you know. Because that feeling that you think that you thought that you might that you have, you're not going to be able to get that drone to let go of your electromagnetic field, and it dials you up like it dials a phone. Because you've given your DNA all over the place, and then no one knew, and bioinformatics is an industry where it was going, and it turned out it was all going back to BlackRock like normal. They were alerted of that earlier this year. And the back end of Space Force and Northcom is COM21 cable modems. I don't know about that, but I do know that the MAC addresses on those COM controllers are very different from anything in an inner city, which was given by Cisco equipment as a DOCSIS piece of equipment that was essentially throwaway as a network. Which means the cities can rot and burn, nobody cares. So it is my theory that you were at one point stuck in the four circles of hell that never came together because nobody could figure out the connection between cryptids being psychic and UFOs, but nobody could get to the bottom of it. Well, no, not until they had full control down to your bone marrow. Piezoelectricity is how we walk around, and that's what powers green energy in the smart grid. Apollo Neuro in its patent reveals some of the new tech, but people just can't relax anymore. Oh gosh, because it's all your fault. Because it's all your fault.
They call it Freetown Fall River State Forest, but nobody talks about it like it's just trees. It sits inside the Bridgewater Triangle in southeastern Massachusetts, close enough to Hockomock Swamp that the air can change on you. Fog can roll in like a curtain. Sound can travel weird or not at all. A straight trail can start to feel like it's turning even when it isn't, like the woods are gently editing your sense of direction. You can feel how old this place is without knowing any of the names. People have lived and moved through this region for thousands of years. Long before anyone called it a state forest, long before the roads, long before the stories we repeat now. The land remembers footsteps the map doesn't. And then there are the stories that won't stop sticking. Pukwudgies, the little people, not cute, not friendly, the kind that mislead you on purpose, the kind that punish arrogance. Strange lights in the distance that don't match any house. The hush that drops so suddenly it feels like something noticed you. Nearby, Profile Rock, a landmark people have stared at for generations, turning a simple shape of stone into a face, into a warning, into a place you don't climb after dark. The forest is good at one thing, making you unsure of what you know. And maybe that's why it works so well. Wetlands can bend visibility, distort distance, mess with your head. Fear can do the rest. The mind will build a creature out of a shadow if you give it enough quiet. Here's the twist. Even if every single story has an explanation, the feeling still remains, because this is what happens when deep history, strange ecology, and human belief stack for centuries in the same patch of earth. At a certain point, it doesn't matter what's in the forest is what's in you. If you've been out there, tell me what you noticed, and follow for more real places where the line between science and folklore starts to blur.
They say 314 is the most haunted, but 234 had some surprises. All right, we think this cabinet is haunted. We've shut all of the drawers, and every time we shut the drawer, a drawer opens. Open drawer. No, of course it's not going to open the drawer.
Man, hell no.
The Emery Estate, located in Weymouth, Massachusetts, was built as a replica of Mount Vernon. This house holds so much energy, so much mystery. The last Emery just passed away not too long ago, and the house has been abandoned since. Just opened up within the last year to let people do paranormal investigations. And the spirits of this location definitely have a story to tell. I cannot wait to get in here and go full investigation mode and let the spirits tell their stories.
Are you the little boy that they would chain up? Can you let off that, please? Please back off a little, thank you. No. We're not gonna, no. Back off, please, thank you. Stop it.
You can put a glass of water by your bedside and it can extract things from your body that may be causing harm. Tell me more! Yeah, more and more people are talking about how they're putting a glass of water, clean glass of water, by their bedside, and they're telling it something before they go to bed, what it is they want it to do. This can be things like cleanse me from a disease that I have right now, or this sickness that I have, things like that. And what people are figuring out about this is when they wake up, they can check the glass of water to see what's going on with it. And if it is bubbly at the top of it, that means that whatever was in your body that you asked it to do, it took it out. But sometimes that may not be all of it, so you have to do it repeatedly, pretty much every night, and it can take out whatever's in there, and it will actually even make the water murky and a little off color. Okay? People are saying that they have never felt healthier after doing this. Oh, goody.
Spam with y'all experiences if y'all have ever tried this. I'm curious.
Girl, where to even begin? So this is his new account that I mentioned a few videos earlier, which has grown exponentially and always does every single time he makes a new account. Now this one was removed, but he managed to appeal the ban and get it put back up, but he's still banned from like posting and there's certain restrictions. So this is also his backup account. There's like a slight difference in the name. You can also find him on Twitter, his Instagram of course, and he's also just made a YouTube as well. So he's really now trying to work around all of these bans. Now that I've shown you all of the plugs, and we know that his previous account got banned for a little while, which he is super lucky to have gotten that back. So treading very carefully, posting on this account, he's now also been banned until the 18th of this month. Okay, so if you're up to date with Source and you follow him on all of these platforms, you'll know that he's just come back from being out in the ocean again. Of course, this trip wasn't a normal one either. He managed to post this to his account just before his recent ban. Just what the? Clearly you can see by his reaction that that's not a normal thing that happens, but that wasn't the only thing. Check this out.
Yo, what is that? What the f is that? I got another one over here? What are those? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water.
Like, what could this possibly be? We really need answers at this point, and I think I know who might be able to give them to us. As the camera pans to the right, just here, you can see that this scientific laboratory that you would have seen from the previous videos is still on the vessel. What is going on? I'm a little afraid at this point to ask. But make sure you keep up to date with all of this and follow Source on all of the platforms everywhere. This is huge.
A retired anthropologist from the US captured something downright disturbing on his trail camera this year, specifically on February 26th. For the last year or so, he's been investigating and exploring the area of Mount Shasta, an area infamous for paranormal encounters and strange happenings. He sometimes camps out at the foot of the mountain and has reported hearing lots of strange noises throughout his stays, more specifically human-sounding screams that bellow through the night. He has lined the area with multiple trail cameras to capture evidence of the lost tribe or whatever else lurks out there while he's gone. One night, he returns to retrieve his trail cameras and review the footage, and to his surprise, one of his trail cameras is gone. He searches around and finds it lying on the ground a pretty good distance away from where it was originally set up. Puzzled, he drives back home and downloads the video footage, and what he sees is nightmare fuel. Something emerges from the darkness. As it gets closer, it seems to be a person, but their face is horribly mangled. It has no eyes, just empty eye sockets. Its head is bald and misshapen, and its mouth is sideways. Whoever or whatever this was grabs the trail camera and walks away with it. They eventually drop it onto the ground. This is why the camera was found relocated. Could this have been someone from the supposed lost tribe that he's looking for? Skeptics speculated this was just someone playing a prank, but you have to keep in mind these cameras were set up miles and miles away from any civilization. Absolutely no one would be out there. Dr. Devin Adams states that after this encounter, he's nervous to go back down there in the area to investigate further. I wish him the best of luck.
Damn, bro. You see his eyes? I mean, damn. That shit look nasty. That shit look crazy. And I think he shouldn't go back, bro. For his ass he'd be missing. What's y'all thoughts on that last clip? But y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every Smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was Smooth 7. I love y'all, Collective. Till I see everybody in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what I'm